Good afternoon, HD507, and allow me to reintroduce myself. No, this is not the song from Jay-Z, but this is Professor Damon A. Johnson welcoming you to this fall one of HD507. I'm glad to be here working with you and teaching you this class. I've been here at Pacific Oaks about 7 years teaching human development and sociology. I'm looking forward to this class. All my classes have been wonderful the last 7 years. I enjoy working with adult learners, working individuals, because I have an understanding and a passion in my heart, because many moons ago, I was once that same working adult when I was obtaining my master's. So I do understand. So let's get down to the business at hand. First thing, a little about myself. Originally from Louisiana, been here in Los Angeles for the past 16 years. Prior to that, I was in Houston for 10. Besides teaching here at Pacific Oaks, I have my own nonprofit. I work with boys and young men of color. I have a contract with LA Unified. I have a contract with Fontana Unified School District. I also have one with the Archdiocese. And what we do with these boys, young men of color, is a youth development. So it's mindset shifting. It's self-actualization. It's how to become a young man and do all the right things so you can be very prominent and possibly come back to your community, or while you're in your community, just do some positive things. So that's what I do full time. And I also do a lot of work with the Archdiocese with diversity, equity, and inclusion, along with several schools within the Archdiocese where I lend and loan my consulting hat to them, trying to make a better place, a better situation for everyone that works there. So that's a little bit about myself in a quick nutshell. So let's do some house cleaning for my expectations of you as a student in my class. Communication is key for me. I'm not one of those instructors, professors that will deduct points if you are a second late, 30 minutes late, even if you are days late. But that comes with a catch. You must let me know if you cannot turn something in on time, because I know life catches up with a lot of us. A lot of us may be married. Some of us may be married, not a lot, but some of us may be married, may be in a relationship, may have kids, may have an elderly person, work some crazy hours, and you're just trying to get this education, more education. I get it. Excuse me. Just drop me an email. Say, hey, professor, I won't get this paper in time. I won't get this discussion in on time. I get it. Been there, done that. I do understand. Just let me know. That and also the way you write, APA style. I'm a stickler for those two things. Believe it or not, I read everybody's paper because I'm interested in you as a student. I'm interested in you as a person. So I will read everything just to get to know you, see how you write, if there's pointers I can give or things I would like to share, I do that. But just know this, most of your, if not all of your human development classes are theory classes. So there's really no wrong answer. So regardless of what you put down, don't sit there stressing and say, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get this right. It's no wrong answer. It is theory. It's a theory class across the board. Sociology is a theory-based class. But one thing I don't want you to do as students is criticize your classmates because you don't agree with what they're saying. You don't have to. Because if they believe in it and that's their theory, you may not agree, but you could agree to disagree and say, I never thought about that. But at the same time, the person who you may not agree with or may not like what they're saying should be able to prove why they believe what they believe. So in my classes, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I allow you to be you. I allow you to think outside the box. You don't have to follow a certain route or a certain curriculum to get to where you're trying to go, because I know sometimes that may not work for everybody. So me personally, I'm an abstract person. So that's how I teach. And with that being said, moving forward to your discussions and what you have 3 discussions basically in week 0, as I like to call it. And in all of those, I expect you to, yes, watch the designated videos, discussion videos that they put in the discussions. But I want you to take it a step further and reach outside the box and give me different theories about how you feel about it. Not what you read. Yes, you can compare it, but how you feel, because that makes it a better read for myself and for your classmates. So let's know that we also have weekly check-ins. And what a weekly check-in, it can be brief. Hey, this past weekend, I went to the Beyonce concert, had a great time with my friends. We ran into folks I hadn't seen in a while, had a great time. That's a weekly check-in. You don't have to write a book. You can just be brief. What happened? Or you could give 3 things that you are looking forward to for the upcoming week or whatever. So just be brief. Your first discussion is guideline for examining theory. So as I said a few minutes ago, there is a discussion video, a video within the discussion. Please watch that. But at the same time, I want you to give me your personal guideline for examining theory. I may see something totally different than you see it, but you can sell it. When I say sell it, make me understand your belief and why you believe what you believe. Case in point, let's say you're looking to buy a car and you want a Honda Accord. I'm going to use Honda. Now, you've gone to 3 Honda stores looking for a particular color. You want white with beige interior, a tan interior. And you've gone and you see the price is about the same. Somebody may have that crazy adjusted market value that was placed on cars after COVID, that AMV. Well, yes, that adjusted market value. That's it. But you go to another Honda store and they don't have the color you're looking for, but this salesperson is phenomenal. He or she is just making you feel as if you're on cloud 9, but the car is black with gray interior or black with black leather interior. You're like, oh, that's not the color I want. But because of the way they are giving the theory about the car and how they're making you feel, you end up driving home in that black Accord. And you wasn't even thinking, I don't want black, it gets dirty, I can see the scratches, I can see the dirt, I want white with beige interior, and I want to put the bronze tint. You already had it in your head. But for some strange reason, your theory that you were examining of what you wanted, someone changed it. Were they wrong? No, you did want a Honda Accord, and you got that Honda Accord. So just think outside the box whenever you are writing and answering your discussions for your fellow classmates, and challenge them. If you don't believe in it, challenge them and see what kind of feedback. It gives great conversation and it gives a great class. That's the first discussion. The second one is guiding principles for a community of learners. We all have principles of what we believe in. You might believe in something that I don't, and you might have a certain principle that you abide by. Another case in point, which you will hear me say a lot, case in point, older people have principles that's right here. I'm not changing it. If you had a grandmother and she cooked a certain kind of way, if she cooked your favorite dish a certain kind of way, and she won't change, but you want to add a little something and say, well, grandma, big mama, why don't you add such and such? Oh, no, my way is the best. That's that guided principle that they've been having for years. She comes to your house and you change it up. And she's, oh, the girl, guy, John, this is great. You're like, yeah, it's your same recipe, but I added Oh, but then that's when they go back to that principle piece. Oh, I still like mine. Is the way she make it wrong? No. Is the way she made it wasn't good? No, it's good. You love it, but you just had a little different principle behind it. So when you're guiding principles for a community of learners, we all learn differently. So just because I get the first base by taking a different route and you go in a straight line, I'm zigzag, we still got the first base. So again, on your discussion, think outside the box. Challenge your classmates. Your third one is approaches to development change. I like to use racial bias when I talk about this particular discussion, approaches to development change. And I think about the presidential race for President Obama. Many individuals that are of color voted for him, especially black folk, because, we may not ever see a black president. If it was Hispanic, the same thing. We may not ever see a Hispanic president. So in this case, we're talking about a black president. You vote for him just because of your racial bias, regardless of what his platform was. But what we fail to realize, we're voting for this individual who's coming in with an agenda already that he has to take care of. Yes, he may have things that he want to do. And you may not be satisfied with what happened after 8 years. Say, he was a bad president. He did nothing for black people. Maybe he didn't. But what you have to remember, his approach to the developmental change was minimal because of things he had to handle that the prior president had put in place and the prior individuals. So as constituents, you're expecting what he's saying, the rhetoric he's giving, but that's because he was trying to get in office. He doesn't have to give you that developmental change or that development change when he's in office, but we thought he was supposed to because of what he told us. So when you're answering and writing and talking about approaches to development change, what is your approach? How do you think, if you were on his staff, how could you have helped to change that? And I'm just using President Obama as an example and talking about racial bias, because a lot of us voted for President Obama because he was black. Had nothing to do. Some of us probably couldn't even talk about what his platform was or what his agenda was, or even what Bush's agenda was or Trump's agenda was. And we're seeing what is going on with Trump. He came in with a certain type, he wanted to do certain things, make America great again. Now, a lot of us know what that meant or what it didn't mean. But at the same time, he had his different approaches to development change. So again, when you're writing these papers, I want you to think outside the box and come up with your own, not just what you read and see, but really think about how what your approach is to changing certain things. I did read, I was reading and I saw where one of the students put what she read was, and what she related to was the flowering seed and transformational approach. That's great. That's wonderful. But if you didn't have that to choose from, what would be your approach to developmental change? You and everybody else in the class. So that's our discussion for this week. And I'll do these videos weekly because I will check in myself as well. I don't want you to feel alone in this whole check-in process. But it's brief, it's simple. As you can just be, hello, I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to a great week. Have a wonderful day. That's a check-in. But I still want you to think outside the box. Your first reflection or your first APA style written paper, I think it's the 6th. No, I'm sorry. I think it's the 10th. So it's about maybe a week, a little bit over a week away. In that first reflection, you should really concentrate on what were your expectations on this class and your thinking prior to taking this class, and things you may have picked up since you've been in the class from either myself videos or videos that I will share with you throughout the semester, and things that you may have read from your classmates that may have changed your mind and made you pull a Arsenio Hall moment. So with all that being said, I want you all to have a great evening. I know you have something that's due today by 11:59 tonight, so I wanted to get this video out to everyone just so you could see me and understand me, and know that I am here. I'm available. You have my office hours, but I respond to texts all the time. The only thing I won't respond to is a call after hours. But text, you can text me anytime, ask me a question. I have about an 89, 95% ratio of returning that text immediately. That's just who I am. That's a pet peeve of mine. I believe in responding. Looking forward to a great class. As always, have wonderful people. And just like you learn from me, I learn from you as well. And I take it with me out into the world, and I share it with my other classes that may come behind you. So again, welcome. I look forward to it. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll be seeing everyone soon. Adios.